step is going to be edge finding the back left of our part. I cleaned out everything, I deburred my part, and I put it in there. Now you can take a Sharpie and mark where your holes are going to go so you don't get lost in the process. I tend to do that a lot, but for this demonstration I did not. So I'm going to turn my spindle on about 1100. And we have a video on how to use an edge finder. So if you do need to find one, just go in our search area and search edge finder, and you should find the video for it. So I'm just going to go to the edge of the part until it kicks. Alright, it kicks. I'm going to turn my spindle off so it doesn't sit there and rub, and zero out my DRO. So now when that's zeroed out, I'm going to raise up my edge finder and move over 100 thou on my DRO. Now when it gets close, you just kind of want to bump your hand on it. And if you go past it, you need to, so like if I went a hair past it, you don't want to just take that 2/10 out of it. What you want to do is back off and then come back to it to get the slack out. Okay? So I think 2/10, 4/10 on our actual stop is not going to hurt anything. So we're going to move over and edge find the y-axis. So notice how I'm using a collet. Now bringing the quill down is not as accurate, but for this demonstration and how accurate this part needs to be, each part you're going to need to make the decision on what you're doing, whether it's accurate or not. Why does it matter? Because if it doesn't matter and you're doing it, you know, taking your time doing it the right way, but it's going to take longer, then you're just wasting your time. But if it does matter, then you definitely need to do it the right way and crank up the knee. So each part really depends on how you do things. Hold on one second. Edge find Y. All right, it kicked. I'm going to turn my spindle off. I'm going to raise my quill. Now I'm going to zero out my y-axis. And then I'm going to move over my 100 thou. Because the diameter of my edge finder is 200 thou. So I'm going to move over half of that. Because when it kicks, it's actually kicking on the quadrant of the edge finder, not the center of the edge finder. Alright? So we're going to zero that out. And now I'm going to go to the location of my hole. I'm going to center drill, countersink, then ream the hole. What you need is you need a center drill, you need your reamer, you also need a countersink, and oil as well. And a rule on the CNC of reaming, you want to end mill, circle, interpolate after you drill at least about 100, 200 thou down before you actually ream a hole, because if this drill drills at an angle, your reamer is actually going to ream at an angle. But for this purpose of a vise stop, if it had a 2 thou taper or a 2 thou angle, then that will be perfectly fine for what this is for. But if it had to be perfect, then you're either going to want to use a boring head or you want to do it on a CNC and circle and interpolate your hole a couple 100 thou down before you ream it. Other than that, we're going to go ahead and change to our drill chuck. Now we're going to center drill, countersink, and ream. Alright, center drill. Now we are going to drill. Add a little bit of oil on it. Alright, we're going to blow it out. We're just going to make sure that it's not going to hit our parallel. So if it looks like it's going to hit your parallel, what you can do is take your parallel out and just move it aside in the middle. And that's what we're going to do because it looks like it might even hit. So we're going to scoot our parallel over and we're going to re-edge fine, and then we're going to go back to drilling. I'll edit all that out. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that is how you center drill, countersink, and ream a hole. Now, drills tend to sometimes drill oversized, so try not to use one that's like 1 thou undersize the reamer, but try to go about 8 thou, 10 thou undersize, and with the bigger drills, you can do 8 to 10 a side. So it really depends on the size hole, but you want to go slower spindle speed with your countersink and with your reamer. And depending on what size drill, what kind of drill, what angle drill, your spindle speeds may vary. If it chatters a lot and starts beating around, you want to slow the spindle down. And when it comes to the center drill, I just use the same spindle speed for my edge finder as I did my center drill. Other than that, that is how you ream a hole.